I've recently read a book called The Rebirthing of God by John Philip Newell, who comes from the Celtic and was at one time the warden of an island named Iona, which is a beautiful place to visit off the west coast of Scotland, where some of the first Christians arrived. And from that, I'm really excited about the possibilities for the Christian church, that it needs to join this century. And I'm excited about some tastes of seeing that for instance, at the church I happen to go to, we have a woman rector. And for years, the men had to be in charge. And the earth is often seen as a symbol of the feminine. And I like to feel that all of us as human beings are empowered to follow our own vision and our own values. And I feel like I learned this through my study in the Guild, and that it fits with who I am. And I hope that people will read this book, that the churches will become more open to the concerns of this time, that power, all our countries are run by power. There's a lot of war going on right now, which does not feel appropriate to me. And I'm very concerned. I feel like there's an overuse of guns, of weapons, and just even in our country. And one of the most important things that Jesus taught were two things that are important to me. One is love of neighbor as self, and that is in the Christian doctrine, and forgiveness, because none of us are perfect, and we cannot live the ideal that we have, but the sense that forgiveness is there and we're free to start over wherever we are is very important to me. And I guess I would hope that people in church communities, rather than being devoted to the old doctrine, would be open to living here and now, loving others, listening to what other religious resources might have for us. For instance, I've led seminars on the common teachings of Jesus and Buddha, and there's lots that we can learn from other cultures. We need to be open to that. But for me personally, the idea and the living of going to church twice a week, bringing my own sense of Jesus and what he taught and what I've learned, and having the community. There are people there I'm very fond of, and they may not agree with me exactly, and that's all right. But I feel it's important that we need to care about all the peoples in the world and do whatever we can to help. At my stage of life, I feel like I can only help in my own community. And so I love just like walking down the street and meeting people and dogs. And I love telling people if there's something about them. Like the other day, I passed a young black woman all dressed in white. She was gorgeous. And I told her she was beautiful. And she loved it. And that's what I would like to have instead of people walking down the street, looking in their cell phones, talking, and they may have an important connection with somebody. I certainly believe in connections. But I wish people would walk down the street and relate to whoever is there, to whatever the weather is like and what people are like. And I feel like that's the deep value that Jesus taught. But he didn't stand for nonsense. And I appreciate that too. So we sort of combine that with the element of forgiveness. And it is, for me, life is a journey, and it's still a journey. And I'm still open to learning new things, like reading this book has opened me up to a lot of possibilities of how the church could evolve. And I do like the idea that the new pope is going around the world and trying to be nurturing to people. I like that. And I hope that how I've lived my life and how I've supported my friends and children have been mostly helpful, and I'm happy about that.